especially when they're homeless, especially when you can call them mentally ill. You aren't the only ones who play on that. The police play on that. The public play on that. It's all okay, isn't it? It's okay to rape somebody or murder somebody by calling them mentally ill. Isn't that right? Because those are the facts. Here in the United States, you can literally rape someone and get away with it by calling them mentally ill.
It's helpful because
it's disgusting. You can victimize someone to homelessness for being different. I'm autistic, not retarded. Big fucking difference. You guys get butthurt over the most fucking piddly ass shit. You tell us to call suicide hotline. You know what suicide hotline does? The same as all these other places. When you're homeless, your rights don't matter. Just like every other service you call, suicide hotline is not going to help you. They're going to tell you they can't. They're just a referral service. Everyone is just a referral service. Well, guess what? Now people are dead. Natalie Bollinger got shot in the head with a 9mm. And then, of course, there's this crap in Hood River with the fucking pigs here. Oh, yeah, and we get told, well, there's all these veterans. Why don't you ask a veteran? Turns out they're pussies, too. Find one goddamn veteran that's fighting for American rights. You won't find one. I am the only one, and I've never even been in the fucking military. This country is disgusting, and so's everybody in it. It's a filthy, nasty place. Here's what happens when you call suicide hotline, or any other hotline for that matter. It doesn't matter if it's the cops, if it's the hospital. If you tell them, hey, I'm being bullied, harassed, and assaulted, and people are threatening my family's life, and it's the point that I want my life to end. I'm trying to get help stopping the abuse. What are they going to do? They ask you if you want to hurt yourself or others. That's what they want to know. No, I'm not trying to hurt myself or others. I'm trying to get help stopping the people who are hurting me. I shouldn't have to walk through a main street in a downtown area yelling at my phone. There's all these services that you send us to, but you make us go alone. These people are fucking lazy. When a disabled adult is being abused, the only way to stop it is go in with them and help them turn it in. Pigs! Keep driving, asshole. Fucking dicks. Yeah, you victimize the shit out of us. You deny us the resources that we are allowed. The very few resources that we are actually allowed, and you cut us off from those resources when we try to get help. You tell us pretty fucking words. We must be too retarded to know what the fuck abuse is. That is how you treat us. Got these people who say, oh, I'll help. But then they don't. They literally go out of their way not to. They go out of their way to do exactly what doesn't fucking work. Hey, Sean, I'll help you. Let me sit around on my ass playing video games for fucking 6 years. Yeah, that's fucking help, isn't it? And then people tell me, oh, there's no service. Bullshit. There are plenty of fucking services here. I see two men approaching me in this general direction, and guaranteed if they needed help and needed those services, it would be handed to them on a fucking silver platter. Fuck this country and everyone in it. This is not what a person should have to do. I have made countless calls over and over again with all of these places telling me the same thing. I got to go to some other services. Who the fuck's job is it to investigate this shit? How is it okay to victimize somebody to the point that they have nothing and then tell them they have to jump through a bunch of expensive hoops? How okay is it to force a disabled adult to go to meth heads for help, to heroin addicts for help, to their own predators for help? How okay is that? Getting something to drink. Sometimes people ask me, hey Sean, why don't you ask one of those people who talks to you nice, who knows your name? I already have. They didn't follow through, or they said they couldn't, for whatever reason. Too busy, got their own things going on, you know, standard stuff. Meanwhile, all these services I go to, I get cut off. These people aren't doing their jobs. And when I tell them that I'm going to turn them in, they pretend I'm going to hurt them. Imagine that. Look at people's history of doing that. That is how you deal with it, especially if you got boobs. This sexist crap needs to stop. The United States doesn't give a fuck about the law. They care what pretty white girls want. Assisted suicide needs to be legal. Folk keep telling me that assisted suicide is legal here in Oregon. Are you sure about that? Maybe you might want to look that up instead of believing whatever the hell you're told. If assisted suicide were legal here, I'd be dead already. If nobody cares, does that mean there was no crime? If nobody cares, does that make it okay to commit a crime? If nobody cares about your neighbor, is it okay to assault your neighbor? Is it okay to steal from your neighbor? Is it okay to rape your neighbor? If nobody cares, does that make it okay? And the sad fact is, yes. you guys pick victims, you pick people that the rest of the country is the least likely to care about. And serial killers choose victims. Their primary target is the homeless. When the police commit murder, their primary target is the homeless. Per capita, by a lot. If the homeless population had an equal size as the black population or the disabled population, over 99% of all crimes, over 99% of all murders by police would be committed against the homeless. We get told about all these rights that we have. No, we don't. They're not observed. They're not observed unless someone cares. And they have to actually care. If they're telling you how to think and how to feel and don't bother to find out what's going on, they're too busy giving advice. They're trying to push you to suicide. That is exactly what they're doing. Whether they're doing it intentionally or not is arbitrary. I tried to explain to you guys how dismissive your cruelty is. And you know, when they do not just mandated training, mandated reporter training, but also many other training courses for these professionals, they're taught how to de-escalate these situations. When somebody is in a state of crisis, the first thing they need to do to de-escalate the situation is listen. If they can listen without having to open their mouth and say something stupid, there might be some progress. The more those idiots want to talk over you, the less they're understanding, the more frustrated you're getting. And then, of course, you're a bad person for getting frustrated, but they're allowed to get frustrated with you. They're allowed to snap at you. They're allowed to yell at you. They're allowed to beat you. They're allowed to arrest you on false charges. God bless America, right? Then there's idiots who tell me they'll pray for me. Yeah, thanks, asshole. That'll do some fucking good. Yeah, Jesus is going to come down here and make these people have some morality. Yeah, Jesus is going to come down here and make them follow the law. Are you fucking kidding me? Between getting off your ass and praying, you show that you're useless. A lot of my loved ones are dead. A lot of them. They shouldn't be. None of these people take it seriously. They won't even take a look at the abuse that I'm enduring or why. They just talk over me and tell me it's someone else's job. When they do that, I need someone on the phone with me and it needs to be recorded. Because the situation that I've been forced into over Natalie's death, all of my money has repeatedly gone to paying my predators. Paying people to help because these government agencies won't help unless somebody else gets involved. And of course, no matter how much I pay those people, when I'm out of money, they're gone. People like Tabitha Michelle Cook, people like Graham Milburn, people like Tara Hicks. Thank goodness I never paid my mom to help. When I tried to get her to listen, all she wanted to do was talk over me. Everybody does that. I'm retarded. I must be retarded. Nothing that I say matters. It must be okay to abuse me. It must be acceptable. Everybody else does it. It must be okay. And all of you observe this. All of you who want to pretend that these things aren't happening, you see them in your lives every single day. And yet you still look away. Assisted suicide needs to be legal. It needs to be legal for those who are abused, who are not going to be heard. It should be okay for them to end their lives. There should be suicide booths in every city because there are that many victims. I want you to take a look. I want you to take a look at that girl with the scars on her arms in your school. I want you to look at those. Those are because of a two-part system. Number one, she was being abused, and number two, nobody would listen. When a man cries, you make fun of him. When a girl cries, just for attention, you give it to her. I needed help. I didn't have help. These services are supposed to exist to help the disabled, but they don't without civilian oversight, without a parent or guardian who cares. And that is the same when you're an adult. It doesn't change when you're an adult. Your disabilities don't disappear when you're an adult. People's bias don't disappear when you're an adult. People don't stop victimizing you for being different just because you're an adult. And you say you're an adult, you have to take care of it yourself. Meanwhile, every adult I know who is not on the streets has family, every single one of them. One girl, she says she doesn't have family because she's adopted. But she got a charge of attempted murder dropped because of her adopted parents. They were in her corner. They helped her with the stuff that she was going through. And no, she didn't try to kill anybody. Just the girls in America are taught to be mean. They're taught that if they don't get what they want, they can lie about a man and destroy his life. Nobody will ever look. Nobody will ever look at the evidence. That is bullshit. There's a lot of corpses in my life. Nearly all my favorite people are dead. I'm glad I get to plug my stuff in somewhere. Not all the time. I got permission to plug in here more often. I just try not to plug in at night because I don't know if the cops will come mess with me anyway, even with permission. I gotta turn the cops in, but I gotta turn them in for multiple situations where they outright broke the law. They keep, even knowing that these services are not helping the homeless, knowing that the Center for Living is not doing their jobs, we are all out here on the streets repeatedly told to go to the Center for Living. Why? Why do they keep sending us someplace that doesn't work? That doesn't make any sense. I'm here in Oregon. Assisted suicide is supposedly legal here, according to you guys. Did you bother to look it up?